Okay, welcome back to another Darius run. Now, this is a few days ago. I'm recording this a few days after. I just got off a small practice session of this, and I think the small practice session I just did has literally just opened me up to more appreciation to the shmup series. I think I've just realised, how can I say, I've just clicked with the shmup genre just now. And what I mean by this is that I just realised so many things just a moment ago when I was practicing. I was practicing for only about 20 minutes, and then I just had this realisation of a few things, and I was like, damn, I need to record this old replay just so I can explain this realisation I had. So I might not talk about this level too much, or the next few. I want to talk about just what I went through experience-wise earlier. But before I do that, might be alright, okay. Now, I'm not sure if the game audio is too loud here, if it sounds too loud, so I apologise if it's hard to hear me, but I will definitely fix that for the next replay. But as I was practicing, I never used to, the way I always practice up until today was I just play the game and just go through it and then rerun. I never used to do single level or like an area practice or boss practice. I never used to do that, because in my mind I thought, like, I might as well practice all the stages, because if I'm just practicing one part, I'm not getting any experience in the other stages. So that was my mindset. But then I just, like, after watching a few episodes from other players like Let's Blocking, Shmuptopia and Arcade Hell, just when they were hearing their commentary, it just made me think, really I should just try practicing certain segments for like a longer time and do a run, like maybe at the end or another day. Because if you are doing a practice for the whole stage, but your main goal is to practice at a certain area, all that time of you practicing the whole game, you're kind of like not really observing everything. You're too busy thinking about, right, I can't wait to get to that zone which I need to practice on. So although you're getting experience of the whole game, you're not really observing it. So you do obviously increase your skill level a little bit from doing it that way, because, you know, you're just reaction times and stuff, but you're not observing. So what happens is you're like not unlocking your true potential of how to like train and get better. So this is why I've just decided to do more single run like area practices and boss practices. Excuse me, reason I'm talking slowly because I keep hearing this weird juggling noise in my mic. I don't know what that was, so now I'm holding the mic. But anyway, yeah, as I was saying, I was just practicing like stage 4, which is not this is stage 2, but I was practicing stage 4 just now because that's not the main part I'm like worried about, but I just haven't practiced it at all. I'm always blind playing that. I've been practicing stage 3 quite a bit. I think when I played this replay, I may have practiced stage 3 a little bit, I can't remember. But it might be after this run I started practicing segments and levels. I can't remember. But no, I think this is after I practiced level 3 for a bit. As I was saying, I was practicing stage 4. There's like a certain segment which always gets me, and it's because of the certain bullet type. There's bullet types that just obviously, that all they do is they shoot towards the project, like the position you're at that time. And as you can see, I'm doing so much rookie mistake. I'm moving too much. I'm just moving too much. And what that happens is, because I'm moving around too much, it spreads those like simple bullet types around, which gets me hit. It's not so much on this stage. I'll go into detail on the stage I'm talking about, which is stage 4. when you like practice certain segments and certain stages, you start to observe the bullet patterns more and how to actually deal with them. Not just like, oh, I need to dodge, I just need to keep moving and look cool. And it's like, no, it doesn't. You need to actually solve the problem, not just like avoid the problem. I think that's what it is. It's like, if you're not observing and actually figuring out the patterns and you're just trying to dodge bullets, you're just avoiding the problem, but you're not actually figuring it out and solving it. If that makes sense. And once you start doing like individual practices, you actually are observing the bullet patterns properly, and then you start solving it and you're figuring it out. And it just clicked to me today. So like, I've just kind of feel like I've entered the shmup genre today. Even though I've been playing since about November last year. But I've only just clicked. It takes a long time to really... It's like learning a language, like learning shmups. Because it's such a high skill level, it's like learning a language where you've just got to admit to yourself that you're going to be crap for like a year. You need to put the time in it. And like, just own your skills, and you've got to like, kind of do brain training, if that makes sense. But that's one thing I realised. Another thing I realised was specific to this game was just the amount of like systems and mechanics in it which are like hidden, and you wouldn't realise unless you're actually looking into it. This whole beam mechanic is so interesting, but I'm not using it correctly. Same with the catchables, trying to realise when to use the catchables, but like the beam mechanic, the reason I use it here because I'm not doing any damage to the boss. You have to break its head to actually unlock its full like health bar, so I use the beam to get rid of its health, like head health early on. This isn't the best run. This is a, I can't remember now if this is a failed 5 credit attempt or I do it, but I just messed up so much in the end. This boss I practiced a little bit by now. But, what else was there? Yeah, I just moved too much. I mean, this part's a bit different, but I figured out that I need to stop moving so much and actually think before moving, not just move for the sake of it. Because moving for the sake of it can actually make bullet patterns much more difficult. So you need to like actually have a plan. Another thing, which I just figured out on this game, is that you may see that the frame rate keep going off all over the place. That it slows down and then it speeds up, which is not great for shmups. It's not good at all. And it's not that this is a bad port. It's just that it's emulating exactly how it was in the arcade, and the arcade was the same. The arcade had frame drops. It's just how it was. So they're just emulating it. But I found out there's a setting where you can actually uncap it, so it'll always be at 60 frames. And I did that midway and I was like, oh my god, this game's mental hard now, because all the bullets are like 5 times faster. It does warn you, saying that it's going to be a lot faster at uncapped frame rate. But I kind of want to learn that in the future, because the inconsistent frame rate really a bit messes with me. Because it's fine if it's like now it's the frame drops now, but if it's like this, it's fine. But if it suddenly goes to 60 frames halfway, it completely ruins it, because you're like, what the hell? All the bullets speed up suddenly. This is the only Darius game that has this issue, because it's just how the game was made. But they fixed it on this. But because it's designed specifically because they knew about that, they've designed around that. But if you uncap it, it just makes all the bullets like mental fast. So I will challenge it at some point. That's about it. I hate this mini boss. I always try and bomb on mini bosses, try and get them out of the way, just so I can like, you know, capture them. This stage can give issues to me. I have practiced quite a bit now, so it's not too bad. It's more about placement, where you are, because like there's environment like ceiling and like floor parts which you need to make sure you're not. I don't think it's in this run, but I remember like I wasn't familiar with the stage and I was like too high up and I ended up just like going into the ceiling and exploding. I don't think that's in this run, but specific to this game, the counter system is just crazy, and you've got the bomb and beam system. If you don't use the catchables and you don't use bombs and beams, the boss has gone for a lot longer and I have much more bullet patterns. There's another challenge you could do, is just no catchable run, which sounds amazing and insane. But the game is kind of like wants you to use this mechanic, which is really fun and cool. Especially when you get like a 4-fold beam counter. The whole screen is just filled up with your beam. It's just the most mental thing ever. But this is before, like I said, this is an old replay, like a few days ago. So I'm using my old mindset to smart ups here. I'm going to just say the day I'm recording this, because the replay and when I'm recording is different to when it upload. Just so you know, in terms of like, by now, in reality, I'll be much more ahead of what I'm saying now. Because now it's, what day is it? 24th of April, Monday. So I think the first Darius video just went out today, when I first ever play on it. So this stage is probably the second longest, I think. And like, if you skip the intro bosses and intros and you use beams to the potential, their full potential, then you can probably save about 5 minutes of the clear time. This is probably about a 30-minute clear time. But this game's not, as you can tell, it's not a bullet hell. But every Darius game gets more and more like bullets on the screen as the series progresses. Like if you play the original, the bullet is very little bullets. It's more, how can I say, it's just more like environmental, really, and enemy placement. And then Darius Gaiden just goes all out. I haven't played that enough. I haven't got an opinion on that still. But this boss, right, we go. This is the one I practice a lot. I don't ever practice it a lot during here, but what I normally do here is I try. Oh my god, I'm doing absolute terrible. I lost my catcher. Okay, what I normally do is dodge here. I'm getting terrible. This is terrible. What? This beam was split into 3, and this is where I use my bomb just to clear it. Oh, I did really well dodging there. And then what I do from here, I don't use any beams yet. Now these bombs are easy to dodge. I think yeah, you do like a circle motion. I hurd those dimension bombs, I call them. You hurd them upwards, and it makes it not an issue at all. I think my first video I had problems with that. This is easy. This is like a very basic pattern. If you played Darius Burst, then this is like an easy version of what's on that. This is just standard difficult in arcade. I haven't changed it, so I think it's just normal. This is where you want to catch a ball here, because this is when a beam appears, and if you don't beam this correctly, his next bullet pattern is insane. I just don't know how to dodge it. So I try and finish the boss here. I think I do finish it here on this run. I'll do a beam counter here. He does a beam, so I beam back. Do a beam battle here. I think I'll get a double counter. No, I'll go for the single. Yeah, bad, see? I managed to kill him, but I want to kill him before he does the swoop. If you don't kill him there, it becomes insanely difficult. Now, stage 4, I'm now practicing more, and it's really the main thing that gets me is the beginning area, which really screws me over, which you might see here. And this is where I figured out about not moving so much and actually observing bullet patterns properly. And this is where I literally figured out today from this practice of this stage I did. Because these first enemies, they will just shoot where you are positioned. And I think probably on this run you're seeing me moving too much, so it ends up spreading the bullets. Yeah, so I'm moving down way too much there. I only need to move like a fragment, because then it'll keep those bullets in the same sort of area. If I move down too much, it's going to spread them out, make it much harder for myself. Wasn't too bad though. This whole area here, I normally lose all my shield. I'm not sure what it is that hits me, but I'm not doing too bad on this bit. This boss is what gets me. I normally bomb here and try and get rid of him quickly, and then actually I got hit by his beam there. Yeah, I'm just losing this whole segment. Lost 2 shields there. I wasn't. What I really should do now is stay at the bottom and stay within my capture ship, because it takes most of the damage for me. but you don't want to make it take too much damage because it will probably die before you get to use its potential. So you've got to be careful of relying on your catcher for too long. It's that weird segment where it's like horizontal, vertical together. Like diagonal shmup. It's strange. I think this is where I start figuring out the special move for this capture. It's like a if you can look on the left, it's a weird complex. It's like a, in fighting game terms, you've got to go forward then do a half circle. Strange. Now this is where I like to use the beam straight away, because if you blow up the turret in the middle, you normally get a power up from it. I was doing really well there. I haven't lost a life yet. So I think at this moment I was like, oh my god, I might actually want to continue this. I wasn't thinking I was going to one life it because I know that I have no practice on the last stage, and the last stage is mental. But I was like, maybe I can one continue it, but then I just fumbled like big time on stage 5. I might have fumbled on this stage. I think I did. I think you'll see what I did here. I think I completely screwed the stage up near the end. Really, I want to get rid of these bottom turrets out of the way. But I think this is the only one in Darius series where you have like huge ship battles like this, where like the bosses are level itself. I think this is the only Darius that has this in it, which is a shame because they're cool. I think it's only this enemy in the whole series is like this. There might be one more, I can't remember. Well, I haven't been doing any other routes, because this game has so many routes, so it's so much content. So like I've been watching so many more videos of shmups, because then the community's kind of reached out to me, and I'm like so interested in all these like bullet hells, like death smiles, looks really cool. But I'm never going to get around to them because Darius games aren't linear, and I'm like, I want to try all the routes. So it's like a year's content. I'm going to have to have a break and try a different series, otherwise I'm never going to get around to them. What I want to do is at least do one route for every Darius game, and then I'll move on to something and then come back to them. I think that's what my plan is. And I don't need to do a no-miss. I'm not like that bothered about no-misses, but one continue is what I want to do for. The only reason I have a no-miss on the first Darius is because you have to no-miss it, otherwise you're not going to beat it, because it's the Gradius syndrome thing. And I wasn't expecting to do a no-miss in Darius Sagara. I was not expected to do that. I just did it. I was like, what the hell? So I just recorded it. But I wasn't aiming for that. I was just always aiming for a one continue. This is where I need to use a catcher ball. Now I remember. I buggered up here. This is where I lose my lives, because I've only got one catcher ball, which means I'm not going to be able to beat the boss quick. Because what happens is I use a catcher ball. Oh no. Yeah, well I have to use a catcher ball. Oh no, look, no. There's a reason why I haven't captured this thing. Because I've only got one catcher ball left. I need that extra catcher ball in the bottom left to do what I want to do. On this run I realised that I can't use this bomb up because I need this one catcher ball for the beam battle, which when I practiced earlier I forgot. So if you don't have a catcher ball now, you can't do the beam battle, and then you're going to experience a lot of pain. So what you do here is use your first beam, and what I want to do, which I made a mistake here, is hit the top half of him, because the top half does damage to him, and I didn't do that, save this bit. I realised just then, oh damn it, I need to do the top half to do more damage to him. So you need to go for the top half there. This has got weird collisions. Like your shield has some strange collisions. Sometimes like I get hit when I'm like nowhere near the laser, like that. Like the shield itself is a collision. It's not the ship, so you can lose your shield quite quick. This is not hard at all. This is easy. This is where you get your beam battle. If you don't have a catcher ball here, then you're going to be experiencing a lot more bullet patterns. And I missed that one up there. Missed one. I may have just messed up this whole bullet pattern anyway, this whole like beam battle, which means you'll see some more bullet patterns anyway, but I think I only get a triple, which means I don't think I kill him fast enough. because we're on a double now. And this is a triple. And I haven't done enough damage to him to kill him now, so I think he does survive this. Yes, and now it's over. This is where I start losing a lot of lives and credits, because this fire pattern, I have no idea how to avoid this. Of course, you could avoid that. I could learn it, but I just haven't experienced it enough. And now I'm like, okay, now I'm in the unknown. I'm done, and this is where I just lose loads of lives. I think I might even use a credit here, which makes the run longer as well. This could be a 32-minute one. Let me check. No, it's only 29 minutes. Okay. Even with fumbles, it's probably about a 25-minute game if you get no fumbles. No, we got him now. Okay, I did not lose a credit, so that wasn't too bad. But I was like, I'm not going to get a credit. No, a one continue run now. There's no chance. And I still haven't really practiced this stage. I've just realised what that rumbling is on the mic. It's the bloody controller. There's vibration. I've just fixed it. So maybe my voice is going to be too loud because I had it close to me. So just say in the comments if my voice is all over the place, because I need to fix that. Now what I want to do is, that's what I wanted to do, take one of these, because these catcher type, the bullet you get from it, look how good this green laser is, it's so good. So you want to catch that if you can. It shoots things behind as well, so it's like a massive advantage. The only problem is it will shoot the blue one so quick that I don't think I can get that blue power up, because it's going to kill it so quick that it's just going to, yeah, see now it's off screen, I'm done. That's the only disadvantage. Got like 0 shield here. I'm now dead. Right, that was. Oh yeah, these that thing I just captured. They have so much health. What you would do is you want to capture them and then just ignore them, because they only shoot in front of them because they have too much health to try and take them out. This thing's a nightmare. So I'm trying to bomb just to get the opportunity to take him out and then capture him. And I'm just failing big time here just to catch him. I finally catched him, but I've got no more catchables left. This is like just such a sloppy run of this stage. But I have literally no practice on this stage, so. That sphere attack is amazing. It's not hard to pull off. It's just a reverse Shoryuken. I'm talking about Street Fighter terms there. Shoryuken command, but reversed. There probably is a move in the Street Fighter series which does that, but I'm still very new to Street Fighter, so I only know Ryu's moves. And Sakura's moves on Pocket Fighter, and that's it. Anyway, that's a fighting game, it's not shmups. It's not too hard of a stage. I just start having a practice. I'm confident I could like clean up so many mistakes on this. I'm not doing too bad here though. It's like it's alright, but it's just knowing once you get like the big capture like I've got now, the big like mini boss capture, it makes things a lot easier. But it's mainly the first half and those enemies that have so much health. I do love this song though. This song's great. I think this has got the best music, this one, out of all the series. Well, I do like the music on Gaiden and Burst. I like all the music though in the games. But this song's just classic. Right, this is the boss. I've learnt quite a bit now. I don't know how much I've learnt by this stage on this replay, but you want to go for just the head, because that's all you... at the moment he has a shield, and you have to break the shield, which is his head. And once you break his shield, then you do damage to it. And you just want to stay out of the middle because that's the laser, which I think I've said on the previous video. But I think the reason I fumble so much on this and lose so many contingent credits is because I think I messed up the beam again, and then I had to do like 5 more bullet patterns, which is just crazy. We'll see in a minute. But just aim for the head. Okay, I do know about the head thing here. I've learned the head thing here, so you just want to aim for its head constantly. In terms of like the patterns you got to learn for this first half, I can't believe how badly I messed up there. But in terms of the patterns, it is easier than the third boss. The first half. This isn't too bad. It's just it looks intimidating because of these weird like plasma balls. These are not that bad. They look worse because you don't. If you can go through them, it's just only these point of them, so you can't touch. So just curvy lasers in general are just annoying. Now this is where the hands come out and they try and grab you. As long as you just focus on keeping them down, you're good. You want to keep them pushing them down. And then go up for the headshot. Now I've broken his shield, I'm doing damage to him now. I think we're coming up to a beam battle here, which I might mess up. Ooh. Getting that rhythm here. This is where I want to stay away from the middle, and I don't. Oh, I lost the shield there. Oh, that was some luck there. This is where I'm like, oh, this is it. Yeah, I was like, no, I need to capture it now. I haven't catched it. Oh no, I've got one here. It's fine. If you don't get this beam battle, I don't think I do well enough here though. Do I go for the triple? I'll go for the double. Yeah, the double counter, which I messed up. I should have just went for the single counter and just carried on shooting the boss. So now I haven't done enough damage to him. And now he's still alive, and this is when he unleashes hell. Because now his hand starts spinning around and they're very hard to dodge. Ideally, I want to destroy him before this with the beam battle. Oh yeah, I'm screwed here. There's no practice here at all, so I don't know what's going on here. I don't even know what I'm doing. This is like, yeah, I just have no idea what's happening now. This is going to lose like 1,000,000 credits. I think we do beat it though. I don't lose on my continues. I think it's a 5 continue run. It might be a 4, but I think it's a 5. Look at that. I don't even know where it's gonna land. Oh, this part as well when it's like rebounding lasers. No, we do beat it. So it's a 4 continue. Is it a 4 continue? Yeah, it's a 4 continue run. But you see how many mistakes I made. I can definitely get a 1 continue run on this. I just need to practice the last stage. There you go. There is my 4 continue run, which I was aiming at. I was always aiming for that on this run, but because I got done so well until stage 4, I was like, oh, I might 1 continue it. So it kind of just like went weird, but I was never aiming for 1 continue on this run. There we go. Anyway, that's my realisation I had today. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.